We're happy to be joined again this morning by our wise guy, Matt Sellen, back from a little vacation. Thanks for being here.
It's wonderful to be back.
And you've come with a bang.
I think so.
Really, literally.
I think the last 2 weeks building this thing, it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, my students built this thing. I got to tell you, they were just wonderful. And they built this thing for Engineering Open House. And I didn't know that they were doing it. And then I saw it and I said, man, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I got to bring that on Channel 3. So this is...
How did you get this here?
It was sticking out the front of my window. Let's just put it that way.
Don't tell anyone.
It's a good thing it was early in the morning. So what we're going to do with this apparatus is we're going to shoot this ping pong ball through that can over at the end of this can.
Through?
Through, yeah.
Through the can.
Through out the other side. Big hole, gaping hole in the can. And, you know, ping pong ball, you wouldn't think would be able to do that, so the only way you can do this
is... 12-ounce can, too.
Right, so you have to get this thing going really fast. And the trick to getting something going really fast, there's two bits to this, right? You need some propulsion pushing on it with a lot of force.
Right.
And also, if you're shooting something through air, you'd like to have no air in front of it because the air slows it down. It's like when you can hit a baseball a lot farther if you hit it in a vacuum. Of course, we've never seen that happen because people will breathe. But anyways, and so you can do both with this thing because what we're going to do is we're going to place the ping pong ball at the end of this thing, then we're going to suck all the air out of this.
Okay.
Just putting some tape on either side, some packing tape to keep the vacuum in there. Suck all the air out, and then we're just going to take a sharp object and poke a hole in the tape on this side, and this thing is going to get pushed through the other side, and it's going to get going fast enough to make a hole in that can.
I can't wait.
And just to remind you of how big atmospheric pressure is, I have this device.
There's physics behind this.
Oh, of course there is. And we've done this before, but I'm going to do it again just because I like this.
And I remember this part.
Right.
14.7 pounds per square inch.
15. I round. 15 is easy to remember. About 15, you're right. 14.7 or 15 pounds per square inch is atmospheric pressure. What I have here to illustrate this is just a sphere that's cut in half with a little rubber gasket in there. And I'm just going to suck the air out of this thing with this device that's right here as a vacuum pump that we're going to use here in a minute. I could use this to suck the air out of this little sphere. Oops, it's falling apart on me.
Is it time for a new sphere?
There we go. That's right. Okay, so that pump, it's just like a fancy vacuum cleaner. And so I suck the air out from the inside of this thing, and now you want to grab a hold of that and just pull?
Can't do it.
You can't pull this thing apart, can you?
Nope.
And I won't ask you to do it.
I hurt my arm last time.
Yeah, okay. So, you know, you can actually, what I do with my students is I get somebody to hang on to this. I put a bigger bar on the bottom and I lift entire people up with this thing.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it just doesn't come apart. And it's not because it's glued together or anything. It's simply because there's no pressure on the inside. And on the outside there's 15 pounds per square inch. And a square inch is about the size of a quarter.
Right.
And so there's a lot of quarters you can imagine piling on this thing.
There's probably a couple hundred pounds of pressure.
Yeah, there's a couple of 100 pounds of force holding this thing together, and it's impossible to get it out. But if we just let the air back in, it falls apart.
Simple as that.
Okay, so there's a lot of force just from atmospheric pressure, and that is the force that's all going to be applied to this little tiny light ping pong ball, launching it through this cannon and through that.
And it's going to go through that can.
It's going to go, well, we'll see. It usually
We'll see.
Right.
Well, we're going to make you wait for it, though. Matt's is going to be back in about 30 minutes to actually launch this through his homemade
Do we get some
cannon.
practice sessions first?
Yes.
Sweet.
Good. We'll have to do that. Matt Sellen, the Wise Guy, back with us on the morning show. It is 6:53, so let's head over to Storm Tracker Weather. Robert's going to mosey on over there, tell us what the forecast is like
First,
today.
if you've got questions for the Wise Guy, you can just email them to us, to the morning show at wcia.com. We'll get them to him, and he can answer them maybe right here on the air.